Tifo Makwaba Daily Update TV, best remusene number channel iswa. Mobe hiti Addo mambo subscribe, mobe like, mobe share ma wana pen semi be eti so enye be eti mese mobe jemre ni adaje ni aboro tentem ni akuti insema ne de etwego etifo eye dondo mani Mahama na kamese wode kamese arechichire ema CEO company se wo Ghana ha na enna dondo mani Mahama edi ato mani se omonkafra isanse disappointment a kamese omanya wo na adodanko akufo aban mu esanse eto akese na se tax akese a wode ato companies ne so ama ise companies no bibre collapse no na Euro dondo mani Mahama din sem no atutudwa edi konso ema omo na etifo yemon yenkuti insem no infri dondo mani Mahama ne ba de ka ho bia no yenso yen beba ne yenso yede abedomo.
And I mean experiences from Ghana that defy all the models and theories taught in business schools. Because if you have survived this economy since 2018, then you are a successful global case study. Like my first participation, I've enjoyed your warm friendship and insightful conversations and shared great ideas with many of you since I came here tonight. Of course, my determination to transform Ghana's economy into a 24-hour working economy featured prominently in the conversations I've had since I came here. But I cannot help but repeat the point made by one of the CEOs with deep regret written on his face that we want to pay every legitimate tax, but the needless harassment from the Ghana Revenue Authority must stop. Backdated tax audits, re-audits and assessments based on the whims of the taxman are killing our businesses, he said. Ladies and gentlemen, many businesses still bear the brunt of the economic meltdown. And this is because, contrary to the finance minister's assertion, we have not turned any corner. And 2024 will still be a very challenging year. Many have shut down their businesses, and hundreds of thousands of workers who were laid off are still at home. Businesses that moved their headquarters from Ghana to our neighboring countries have not returned. The poorly thought through banking sector cleanup has left thousands of skilled financial sector workers jobless and impoverished. And as I speak, the second tranche of the IMF's extended credit facility, which was due on 1st November, has still not been received because of a delay by external creditors to sign off on our debt restructuring program. Of course, the consequence of our debt default has also started manifesting. For the first time in 30 years, Ghana struggled to put together a cocoa syndication loan, which had almost become a routine activity on our financial calendar. Major infrastructural projects have ground to a halt because lenders have cut funding as a direct fallout from our debt default. Independent power producers continue to threaten power cuts due to mounting debts that affect their operations. One of the producers threatened a few days ago to take out 560 megawatts of power before a promise to pay was made. Ghanaians face grave uncertainty if more of these independent power producers follow suit. As a proud Ghanaian and a political leader, it is disheartening for me that government has severely damaged our country's reputation on the global stage. Recent data from available research shows the cost of living in Ghana is very high and people are struggling to make ends meet due to the economic downturn. This includes pensioners who invested their life savings in government bonds, hoping to enjoy a better life in retirement. Business confidence remains low, with private sector credit declining in real terms. As of October 2023, credit to the private sector had decreased significantly by 31.6%. And this is because of the government's excessive borrowing over the last 7 years and its reliance on the short-term treasury market. Lending rates increased to over 32% in October 2023 due to the Bank of Ghana's tight monetary policy. high treasury bill rates, and rising non-performing loans. The immutable reality is that the first 3 quarters of the year 2023 have also been a tragic period for Ghana's industries, causing a setback for the country's economic transformation. While the mining and quarrying sector is still holding out, most subsectors such as construction, electricity, water supply, sewage, and waste management have experienced a decline. These are clear signs of an ailing economy, an economy whose industrial base is failing and businesses collapsing, with growing unemployment and its associated poverty and misery. Unemployment remains high, with the latest data indicating it at about 14%. Meanwhile, the 2024 budget and financial estimates of the government presented to Parliament have introduced yet again a raft of new taxes that will only add to the list of already burdensome taxes on households and businesses. These taxes, combined with very high interest rates, will further whittle away the capital of Ghanaian businesses and hinder their competitiveness. The economic crisis has ravaged all of us, but as business leaders, you have a deeper appreciation of the current situation. And when I paraphrase Bob Marley's song, he says, "Who feels it, knows it. You feel it and you know it." However, for the sake of Ghanaians and the future of our dear country, we cannot allow the status quo to continue. We know that this current economic situation is self-inflicted. As the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, I've put forth several proposals to ensure that the economy is returned to a stable footing and that economic activity is expanded for job creation and growth. I've committed the future NDC government to stringent enforcement of prudence and fiscal discipline in public financial management. Government expenditure will be cut and streamlined by significantly reducing the number of overlapping agencies and amorphous creations of this NPP administration. As I noted at the last year's event, we cannot fail to learn from the current economic catastrophe. This crisis shows that there is no substitute for prudent financial management. Ladies and gentlemen, we are faced with a triple helix problem that threatens the stability of our democracy, namely a financial crisis, severe unemployment, and unprecedented levels of corruption. Without an economic revamp, we cannot hope to make any mark in our massive unemployment crisis, which is leading many of our young people down the road of frustration and despair. Research shows that unemployment, unavailability of jobs, poverty, high costs, and poor living conditions are issues of grave concerns to all Ghanaians. Chief executives, business owners, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot continue the business as usual way of doing things. We need to think outside the box. We must enhance efficiency by optimizing available resources, including infrastructure and human resources. Ghana must work more efficiently. The restless quest for efficiency to solve our financial and unemployment problems is why I have emphasized that more than the traditional and regular methods of economic activity would be needed to revitalize this economy. My next administration, inshallah, will pursue projects and programs to transform Ghana into a fully fledged 24-hour economy by optimizing available resources. I acknowledge the massive support for the idea of a 24-hour economy by the Trade Union Congress, civil society organizations, journalists, lecturers, labor consultants, CEOs, and captains of industry, personnel from the creative arts industry, drivers, traders, and the teeming unemployed youth of Ghana. God willing, from 7th January 2025, we shall implement a series of transition measures to address the economic decline and set Ghana on the path to recovery. The proposed 24-hour economy forms a part of NDC's vision to build the Ghana we want together. And let me reiterate that our quest to build the Ghana we want together with you will be premised on 1, building an industrialized, inclusive, and resilient economy that creates well-paying jobs, creating an equitable, healthy, and prosperous nation, developing well-planned, safe communities while protecting the natural environment, building efficient and dynamic institutions for national development, and strengthening Ghana's role in African and international affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, the 24-hour economy may have finally resonated with Ghanaians. It may be classified as an idea whose time has come due to Ghana's self-inflicted economic crisis today, because the 24-hour economy initiative has been well thought through and was captured on page 105 of the NDC's 2020 People's Manifesto. Indeed, its roots emanate from the 40-year National Development Plan that was developed by the National Development Planning Commission, which was put together when I was president of this country. Unfortunately, the present government discarded the 40-year development plan and replaced it with a Ghana Beyond Aid plan that has rather turned Ghana into a beggar nation. Stripped to the essentials, ladies and gentlemen, the 24-hour policy will be anchored as an economy that runs around the clock with a 3-shift work schedule in many sectors. The intent is to transform Ghana into first a self-sufficient and then an export-led economy. To be clear, we are not creating a command economy with centralized planning that would be at variance with our social democratic principles as a party. Specifically, one, we will combine government support and private sector involvement to realize the 24-hour economy. We'll establish a comprehensive policy framework that supports the growth of a 24-hour economy. Legislation will be introduced to support businesses operating 24/7, including looking at the labor laws, tax incentives, and regulations that ensure workers' rights are protected. Favorable tax policies will be adopted so that businesses can reduce their operational costs and stay competitive. Companies that sign up for the 24-hour economy will enjoy smart metering calibrated to charge a lesser tariff per kilowatt hour for power that is consumed during off-peak hours at night time based on a time of